As far as I'm concerned, bringing the interior designer in at the beginning of the job is one of the best things that you can do. If I was looking for an interior designer, I think the most important thing I would look for, and I would tell other people to look for, is chemistry. It's a relationship, and so you've got to have that chemistry, you've got to feel comfortable, it's got to be fun. You're going to be working with this person anywhere from 6 months to 4 years, and you want to make sure that you're going to get along the whole time you're with them. You know, another reason that I think you should hire an interior designer is the budget. You know, a lot of times I'll hear bringing an interior designer makes the budget go up, which actually is not the case. If you bring the interior designer in early on into the project, we're going to help you save money. We're going to help figure out how to use the spaces. The less likely there's going to be change orders, and the less likely there's going to be costly mistakes down the road. As I'm concerned, bringing the interior designer in at the beginning of the job is one of the best things that you can do. More often than not, people don't think that they need to bring the interior designer in until, when we're ready to order furniture, which is so not the case. You want to have the interior designer in at the beginning of the project because it's so important to have somebody that can help translate your vision in your head to the other team members. For instance, there's an architect, there's an interior designer, there's a general contractor, the client, and then the landscape architect. And oftentimes we're going to be communicating with all of those people on behalf of the client and or with the client. So it's really, really best to bring the interior designer in way early in the project, if not at the beginning of the project when everybody else is brought onto the team. Once you've found the interior designer that you really want to work with, or that you think you want to work with, you really want to look at what their credentials are, and what their background is, and what their experience is, because that's going to be important depending on the scope of your project. So, if we're just doing a couple pillows, then it doesn't matter really, if they're an accredited designer. If you're doing an architectural build where there's going to be somebody that needs to do CAD drawings or have a lot of meetings with the architect, the landscape architect, and the builder, then you're going to need somebody with a lot more experience, and you're going to need somebody that knows how to read plans and is familiar with those computer systems. A good place to start when you're looking for an interior designer, going onto the American Society of Interior Designers website, ASID. A lot of times you'll see an appellation after somebody's name. It's NCIDQ, and that's the National Council for Interior Design Qualification. It's a 2-day exam, and what this means is that designer not only has an education in design, they have experience in design, and they've taken the test that accredits designers to a professional level in ASID. I always think it's a good idea to kind of know what you're hiring a designer for. Things that I suggest people do are define the scope. And the scope of a project is actually, what do you want me to do for you? Am I picking out your pillows, or am I going to be working hand in hand with the architect and the builder and the landscape architect on every detail of your home? If you're not sure about the range of the scope, well, bring the person in that you want to talk to, and we can help define that for you, because sometimes you don't know what you don't know, right? So we talked about scope of work, but let's talk about what everybody really cares about. What it looks like, the style of the project. Oftentimes people will come to me and they don't know what style they want to do. You might want to consider looking at pictures before you hire somebody, using Pinterest or magazines, because maybe you find out that she likes one style and he likes another, and lo and behold, you've got a conflict. I think it's really important to bring all of that to the designer you're going to work with, to help the two of them figure that out and come up with something that's going to work for everybody. You don't have to know anything about design to hire a designer. That's my job. My job is to help you figure out what you want and what it's going to look like. So through the design process, we're going to help develop that along the way. So at the end of the process, it's exactly what you had in your mind. I hope you found some of this information useful. If you've got any questions, please feel free to reach out, and we look forward to hearing from you.